Right, what's going on, everybody? So today we are going to be going over why the price of baby doge has increased. We've seen a nice jump inside of the price and inside of Bitcoin, and we're going to talk about whether or not that's going to be short-lived. Is it going to keep going? What do I think is going to be happening here shortly in baby doge? But anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's jump straight into this. So right here, you can see a nice little increase for the price of baby doge. But before we get into that, let's talk about this right here. So I was like, hey, coming out of this little descending triangle here, this little descending wedge here, I was like, look, we're probably going to end up going down, right? We're probably going to end up going down. And this is typical for a pattern like this. Like we've seen that the price was descending this whole time. And then we get into this little wedge pattern here. And then obviously we're going to keep breaking down lower from that. I showed you guys why. I showed you guys the actual name for this pattern. I forgot what it was. It was either descending triangles, symmetrical, descending, something like that. But look, what matters is we broke out on the downside, like I was saying. You can even check the video I made previously, the last video I made. And yeah, it was true. We ended up going down. I was like, look, we're probably going to end up going down to the supply and demand level down here towards our support at the Fibonacci at 2200. We almost went halfway down there, and then Bitcoin kind of had a recovery and set everything back up. So we went to 8Z2450, which is also one of the support lines here that I was talking about. And that's where our discounted price point is here with our automated trending indicators with Chart Prime. Definitely check out Chart Prime, link in the description. Same thing here with the momentum wave bands, also a part of Chart Prime. So I ended up stopping at that area, and then we had a recovery. And then we were actually going to continue to go down. You can even see here how the momentum wave bands are still trying to curve downwards. But then right here, our CPI data came in, and then boom, baby doge just ends up taking off. Not too much of a increase, but it was something. 8Z2650, where our equilibrium price point is with our Chart Prime indicators, all the way up here to about 8Z2800. So that's what we seen earlier. Now, Bitcoin did the same thing. When the CPI data came out, Bitcoin went from 96.6K all the way up here to 99.4K, and it really almost hit 100K, but now it's kind of pulling back as well. So this could be a short-lived thing. And just to show you guys what I'm talking about, the inflation pressures ease in December as core CPI rises less than the forecast. So as you can see here on a core basis, which strips out the more volatile cost of food and gas, the December Consumer Price Index (CPI) climbed 0.2% over the prior month, a deceleration from November's 0.3% monthly gain. On an annual basis, rises 3.2%. That's what the prices are rising by. Rose 3.2%. So that's pretty interesting to see. The prior month they're saying it was stuck at 3.3%. And now they're like, hey, it's dropped a little bit. So what we're going to talk about here is very, very important, because when news like this comes out, you have a short-lived pump, but it doesn't necessarily change the direction of things unless it's a huge dramatic change. It was a little bit less than expected. That's it. It was nothing big. It wasn't a big deal. So that's why you didn't see like huge numbers. You didn't see huge direction change. So we quite possibly could still continue to pull back to that Fibonacci retracement support, and possibly even down here to our supply and demand area a little bit lower to 8Z2, like I was talking about before. Now, if you look at the prices here, where did it stop at? Well, it stopped right here at that resistance where our previous drop happened at. We previously went down here. There's a reason why it didn't necessarily pass this area here. Personally, I think there's a possibility that it stays bearish. Now, you're even seeing right now how it's curving downwards and the price is starting to decrease a little bit. You're seeing those candlesticks starting to turn green, red. The same thing here on Bitcoin. If we look at a shorter time frame here, 15-minute chart, you can see red candlesticks are now starting to form for Bitcoin as well. It's also at that premium price point of the Chart Prime indicators. So it very easily could continue to pull back to 88K. That's what a lot of people are talking about. A lot of people are predicting 88K Bitcoin, and it's funny how our chart prime indicators brings it down here to 88K for that support. For chart prime indicators, pretty accurate. Check it out. Link in the description. Someone else has also been talking about this here on Twitter. So we've been seeing a lot of people mentioning, 88K as a possible support. But then there's also people that think that it's about to take off, and they also think altcoin season is about to happen. So this person is like, this is literally the worst time to sell. Because you can see 2017, Bitcoin dominance goes down, altcoin season begins. Bitcoin dominance goes down, altcoin season begins. Bitcoin dominance down, altcoin season begins. That's pretty much what this person here is saying. And then they're also saying Bitcoin repeating itself, which kind of does look like it is repeating itself just a little bit. If we go over here and look at that 1 week chart, it does look a little bit repetitive right there. So it did kind of do the same thing right back here. Same thing like for here. Like we're kind of seeing that same pattern being created, but it can easily be invalidated easily. Because remember, this one came out to 44.9K, dropped all the way down to 38K, and then went back up to 48K, down to 38. So this one right here went all the way up to our Bitcoin price. What did that go to? Like 109K, 108K. So Bitcoin went all the way up to like 108K, went back down, touched about 90, give or take. We could just say about 90K, and now it's like back up from there. So briefly 89K, very briefly 89K. So yeah, we do have that possibility that we could continue to run up, and it might be, replaying what we did previously here inside of Bitcoin. But when you look back here, like when it was trading sideways, that was a long time of sideways movement. That was from March all the way here to October. So that was a long time of sideways movement for Bitcoin. And then looking at the 1 week chart here, when it was trading sideways here, that wasn't that long. It was only from December to about February. So from the beginning of December to the beginning of February. So, you gotta think about it. It's sometime, December, January, February, 3 months right now. If you look at what we've been doing right now with this, we can look at that. That was like from November to now in January. Do you really think it's the same pattern? I don't know if it's the exact same pattern. So if it was technically the same pattern, we'd be going up right now, right? We'd be bullish by now, but it might not be the same pattern. So we got to look at it from that perspective. But anyways, also some people are like, hey, look, Bitcoin looks very bad. Resistance, it's gonna drop. They're like, hey, like it's breaking that trend line. So I think that it could be a possibility that Bitcoin has reached um, a cycle top, but I just can't bring myself to like actually confirm that and be like, yeah, Bitcoin is topped out. I can't bring myself to that because I know how these cycles work, and even if we have a pullback, we have something like this happening. We pull back to 89K, worst case scenario, maybe 73K. Then we can easily recover from that easily. So I think that we're still inside of good territory here with Bitcoin. And worst case scenario could probably bring us lower than 73K. Right, worst case scenario could be like 50K. That's worst case scenario. But right now I'm not really seeing that. Right now I think Bitcoin is inside of a good standing area. We're just taking some sideways trading movement, holding good supports at 90K, not really going below it. So all that is good. And as for Baby Doge, I'm still watching the prices here with Baby Doge, and it is looking a little bit bearish here. So I do think that we could still have some movements downwards leading up to the inauguration day, which is on the 20th inside of 5 days. So it is possible for us to see a drop in prices within that next 5 days. Will it go all the way down here? I don't know at this point. It might not. And the inauguration day also might not bring immediate gains like we expect. So I know I was talking about it too, and I'm hoping it does bring some nice gains. But the inauguration day it might not be as lit as everyone's been saying. But we also got to think what happens after that, like the month after that, the 2 months after that, 3 months after that, year after that. We can definitely see some increases in the prices if we see some policies with crypto being loosened up and like actually being defined, because they're not defining policies right now on purpose. So then when they want to take someone down, they can easily do it. Or when they want to sue someone, get a bunch of money, they can do it without no problem. But anyways, right now we are seeing good numbers in the market, right? We recovered a little bit, but we'll wait to see what happens. If we do not continue to have this recovery, we're going to end up seeing that discounted price point down here, 8Z2400 again, and then eventually 2200, maybe 8Z2 we'll end up seeing. But yeah, that's all I got for that technical analysis. Now we're at 38 or $36 million in trading volume. Trading volume still good, still up 121% in last year. So can't say Baby Doge is still at the same point it was last year, because we're up 121%. So still stands for something. Still. Now, all the other prices are recovering. We're getting lots of recovery. XRP, to say the most, is at 23% in the last 7 days, 11% in the last 24 hours. So XRP doing the best. Cardano doing good. Stellar doing good. Everything else, good numbers. So it's nice to see recovery, but we're probably going to end up seeing some more coming in the near future. Hopefully it doesn't pull back too hard. Phantom changed to Sonic, doing very good. I'll do a Phantom video as well, because now that ever since changing to Sonic, they're going to be taking off. Baby Doge, as for their holders, 1,880,434 holders. That's a lot. Yeah, we're finally at that 1.88 million holders point and almost 2 million holders. So that's good. And then 8,100 holders for Solana side of things. But anyways, this is all I got for y'all today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Definitely check out Chart Prime. Link in the description. Best trading view indicators in the game. All that good stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. As always, I'll be back with another video.